The fuck is this guy doing? All right, Tony Banana, Chicago division. Got a 1990 Bronco, daily driven. Of course, it's dog shit. So this is my daily driver for about 2 years, till I got the new Bronco down there. Do a little comparison for you guys. So this thing originally came from Colorado. And then 2020, my friend, it was his sister's car in Colorado. My friend brought it back to Chicago and ended up selling it to me because I used to have a 1991 Bronco. So this is my second Bronco. And I sold that for $2,700. And I regretted my decision to buy, sell that. So of course I bought this one for $2,700 about a few years later. Bought this, I did a rough country leveling kit, tires, did a whole bunch of sensors and mechanical work, all the front end suspension stuff. And I've been daily driving it for about 2 years. And one thing with a daily driver that you need, especially in the city, is remote start. See if she wants to start. It's a 5.8. The 351 Windsor. You have the automatic. Being an Eddie Bauer, the nice little trees. Let's go around the block. Hasn't moved in about a month. So you see the extra, Chicago salt on it and everything. Let me tell you, the small wheelbase with parallel parking is a dream for the city. You see a big truck like this and you think it's a pain in the ass. It's actually really nice. Got my Italian neighbors out here. They're always yelling at each other. It's pretty funny. But got a 32-gallon fuel tank, which is always cool. You go a long time, even though it gets 10 miles to the gallon. Kind of why I got a new one, which gets over double that. My 2023 gets about 22 miles to the gallon. Whereas this one, I actually took a trip to Peoria not too long ago. And I'm getting about 10 miles to the gallon and about 4 quarts of oil I burned. Or leaked, really, not burned. I mean, you get wind noise in here, but for an old car, this thing's not bad. It got the lovely elliptic steering. I mean, I've seen worse, but ain't too bad. All right, I might put you guys down for parking this thing again. Here's that new Bronco. Let's get a better look at the interior now. So it is the Eddie Bauer, so it comes with the nice seats and everything. They have power locks, power windows. Of course, you have the old cigarette windows. Some cigarette burns right there to prove. It's always the best. So one thing I gotta say is this interior is massive. Like, I'm 6'1", and my arm goes halfway to the middle of the passenger seat. It really takes some doing to touch the other door. And I spent a few nights in this thing where, had too many drinks or something. I spent the night in the back seat right here, just kind of curled up, and that thing is like a love seat. I don't know if you can tell how big this box is, but that thing's huge. I always get the comment, you know, I'm driving people around. It's like, it really is a couch back there, you know. People always say that, but you could fold this seat up, and I've actually taken it out before when I took a trip to Wisconsin camping in this thing. It was me, about 6'1", a girlfriend that was probably 5'8", and 2 dogs. I took the back seat out, and we fit comfortably back here, camping. And the back window rolls down, and of course, the top comes off. And courtesy of Tony Banana, I got a 3rd row seat from that green pickup truck in probably one of his videos you've seen. So I could comfortably fit 9 people in here if I wanted. Well, let's say 8 people. Nice aftermarket radio. And driving this thing really is kind of like a boat. Kind of floats a little bit, but a little squishy, but not too bad. You're also not like rattling your bones out, you know, hitting bumps like on a true off-road rig. But massive center console down there. It's like a foot deep by, you know, 3 feet long almost. Crawl back up front. I mean, everything about this thing's kind of limp dick, though. I mean, you've seen the steering. The pedal moves all over the place, but, you know. One thing, it doesn't have the push button. My other Bronco had that. You have the normal manual 4x4 select. Have ashtrays everywhere in this thing. Another ashtray on that side. Nope, there it is. All right, let's do a walk around. Say it sits pretty nice. It's 33 inch by 10.5 inch BFGs KO2s with the 2-inch leveling kit. They just barely rub on full lock, but it sits pretty nice. Gotta get out of the street quick. Sure, I'm gonna miss this thing. I'm sure I'm gonna sell it and want to get another one. But let's go take a look at the 2023 now. Tony Banana, Chicago division. Checking out the difference from the 2023 Bronco to a 1990. All right, I moved locations because I feel like a fucking idiot talking to my phone in front of people. Now there's less traffic over here too. But let's take a look at this 2023. 2023 base model Sasquatch package. So I have 35-inch tires. Got the rock sliders. I have the modular front bumper with steel bash plates. And of course, all real Broncos are 2 doors. Don't go with that 4-door bullshit. Let's see how good Tony Banana's editing skills is, see if he has my plate number in there or not. All right, here's the interior. I've had this thing for about over a month, and it went away. Show you the fancy little movie they play on here. Got the nice little displays. Cute little Bronco logo and stuff. Let's start this thing up. Start button is the Ford headlight. Kind of cool. So with my base model and Sasquatch package, the Sasquatch package gave me the front and rear lockers. All automatics have the trail turn assist. I have the 10-speed auto because I have the 2.7. And then all of them get the, every Bronco gets traction control and hazards. But 10-speed auto. Now with the base model, I don't get too many GOAT modes, which is like different selections you make. You got normal, eco, sport, which I think they all have those three, slippery, and then sand, which is 4-wheel drive shifting. I don't need that. Or you could be normal and just use, you know, 2 high, 2 low, 4 high, you know, all that stuff. Said that wrong, but okay. Some other features we got different screens we could choose from. Tells you fuel economy, not doing so great right now. Trip odometer, that's pretty cool. It tells you the degrees the wheels are turned. Gives you the pinch and roll of your actual vehicle then for off-roading. Tire pressure, gauges, you got boost, oil, trans, battery, and just a boost gauge. And there's a whole bunch of things you can pick from in here, which I'm not going to go through all of them. Those are the ones I picked. I usually just keep it on the column screen. One thing I got to say is I kind of hate this screen. I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. That speedometer is kind of pointless, the actual analog speedometer. That one's kind of hard to read. I just look at the number all the time. It's kind of goofy looking, and the tach is pretty much useless. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not shifting, doesn't really matter or anything like that. But seeing that move, it kind of it doesn't help me with anything. I don't know. Seeing a line go up and down, not knowing where it's relative to, just seeing little numbers right there. It's kind of a bad design, I'd say. I didn't get the big screen. I got the base model with the normal package. I didn't get anything like any of the Lux package or anything like that. So that screen is huge to me. Whereas you can see where the full size screen would go. That's, I don't know, too much for me. I don't need all that. I think these controls are like perfect, pretty much. Like that's all you need. Nice and easy. A tuning, a volume, stop, forward, backwards. Like that's perfect. Same with all the AC controls and heat. Nice and simple. I mean, anyone can figure this out. There's no buttons to push or anything like that. On and off. Nice and easy. And here's the interior I got. Now this interior is not nearly as big as the 90. I mean, same test, and goes just about all the way to the end of the passenger seat, and takes very little effort to get to that side of the door. So a lot more narrow, but also a lot better on fuel. The back seats aren't quite as big. You don't have much room back there either. The 2 doors only have 2 seats back there, not the bench seat like the 4 doors. I can get pretty nitpicky with this because, it's not a $7,000 33-year-old car, so I could complain about little things like, there is some wind noise, even though it's not nearly as bad as the 90, but just because it's a new car and you pay that much for it, you kind of want to be quieter. However, I hear that these are quieter than the Jeeps, so that's always fun to bring up to Jeep people. As you see my license plate border, like what you like. It's just funny to make fun of people. Probably sounds like I'm a dickhead saying that, but it's all in good fun. Unlike a Jeep, there is no center crossbar, so when the roof comes off, it's open from the front pillar all the way to the back pillar, which is pretty neat. All right, let's show you how to get in the back seat, which I'm not crazy about either. This kind of feels like it's in a brake. It's kind of cheap feeling to me. And like everyone wants to rip on this thing. I feel like it's in a brake one day, but you actually stop and push. That's how you actually get it up front. I have the Ford mats on. They're just normal standard ones. In the back seat, I mean, plenty of headroom, pretty good shoulder room, pretty good leg room. But one thing is, I'll get up in there. So I'm 6'1", no problem sitting back here. I feel comfortable. But when it goes, my feet disappear, like I don't like that. Plenty of leg room when it comes back. Like this is the chair all the way back, and I still have room. But my feet have nowhere to go. I'm stuck under there. Look around in the back. Nice to give passengers their own little USBs. So when this comes off, the whole back window comes out. So the whole back top, all this comes off. Of course, the top comes off. And if you want, you can take just the front top off, which is cool. Here's a better look from the back. A little dirty, I know, it's daily driven. All right, let's roll the window down and show you this. It's a frameless window, so when you open the door and go to take it off, there's a lot less door to store, unlike a Jeep that has a full frame on the window, which is pretty cool. I'm thinking it fits in the back, in the trunk. That's what I hear. I don't know if that's true or not. Fucking new modern things. Trunk is not nearly as big as the older Bronco. I mean, it's probably what, 2-3 feet wide or deep. So gotta put the top down first. Little things I changed about this is got a black horse for it since it matches the overall paint scheme better. I got tints all the way around. I have 20 all the way around and then 55 in the front. Got the dinky little antenna. And something I thought that made a big difference with this, I got color matched letters for the Bronco grill, which is before you could hardly read it, you know, now it stands right out and you can see Bronco. I think that looks really well, really good. Now the dealer wanted to put a license plate mount right there and it would come covering up your grill. I thought that looks like shit, so I said don't put that on. And I literally just drilled holes in my license plate, kind of bent it up in there, so now it kind of hides the plate a little bit, which is cool and easy to come on and off, and doesn't look like shit blocking your grill. Let's go for a little ride. One thing is, I always push the start stop button off. That's kind of annoying. Doesn't stay off, but that's how new cars are. I know you get a little like switch in there that changes it automatically, but that requires taking your dash apart, and I'll get to it. I mean, there's not much to say about this. It's a new car. Everything's tight. It's not like the old one. It's quick. Let's not hit these kids over here. I mean, it's not as, like, the suspension's not as soft as the old one. You still feel little bumps and stuff like that, but that's kind of what you get with 33s and off-road capabilities. Watch this old geezer make a million-point turn. You see that? Nice. All right, got a nice straight road where no one really goes by. I have it in sport mode. I've only floored it 2 other times, trying to let it break in a little bit, but I think it's getting up there. I'll probably get an oil change next week. First oil change I'll do quick, but let's see. Load up the turbo a little bit. I mean, that was faster than anything I've ever owned, well, besides, you know, my race cars, but let's go. I guess I should have had the, I'm even curious on what the turbo goes up to. Maybe I'll have to do that again. How much boost I get when I do that. All right, one more for science, huh? All right, let's do that one more time in the name of science and watching the turbo this time, because I'm curious. Let's load it up a little bit. I wasn't watching, so you guys are going to tell me what that turbo was. And just like the old one, this thing has a pretty small turn radius and small wheelbase, so parallel parking this thing is a breeze. All right, we're back. And I'll give a little recap of what I think about these two. There's the old Bronco right there. I gotta say, the old one is definitely kind of more my style. I mean, you told me a few years ago I'm buying something brand new with 0 miles on it, I would have thought you're crazy. But, being in the city, I gotta get rid of some stuff. I can't have 7 cars like I used to. And I need a reliable daily so I could have my fun in my 2-car garage and not worry about getting to work and stuff. And I didn't want to be bored into daily, so I got this. I special ordered this 22. It started off as a 20. I originally ordered a 22. I ended up waiting 14 months, 427 days, what it came out to be, before I actually took delivery of this Bronco. So I special ordered it, so I didn't have to pay dealer markup or anything like that. I paid MSRP, and it's crazy nowadays. You go to a dealer, I'm like, hey, try finagling them a little bit, and they straight up told me, like, hey, if you don't buy this thing, we'll sell it to someone else for 10 grand over sticker. So I paid sticker, which was $44.50, and that's about the only thing I can complain about, really. I mean, there's little things because I paid so much where I want it to be perfect, and it's not perfect, but I gotta say, I do love both the Broncos for their own reasons. Well, you guys will be seeing a lot more of this Bronco. I'm gonna plan on going out west with it, doing some off-roading. Actually, go off-roading with it to Moab and San Hollow and a few other places. Hopefully, we'll see that. Hopefully, Tony over there will put some Don Vito captions on me.